Welcome to On the Rise. I'm your host, Mike Feinberg. With me, as always, are Armando Gonzalez and Gerardo Ramos. Glad to see you guys again. We took a day off, but we're back in action.
Staying out of trouble?
Staying out of trouble, man. I did a little running around today, but it's scary out there, I tell you.
Yeah. I did some running around today too, man. And the streets are packed, man. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Everybody's out.
Everyone, we are coming to you from quarantine, our respective homes once again, different cities down here in South Florida. And our guest today, he's a well-known veteran MMA fighter. He's coming off his 14th professional win. His recent victory is less than a month ago. It was his 9th fight with the UFC, and it was UFC's last fight card before the shutdown. Please welcome to the show, Renato Moicano. Hey, Moicano, how you doing?
I'm fine, and you, brother? Everything good?
To the bang, to the bang.
To the bang.
How do you respond to the bang?
Tudo bom.
To the bomb?
Tudo bom, yeah.
I got to sharpen up my little Brazilian skills that I have, man.
Yeah.
So glad to hear you're doing all right. I'm glad you're on with us today. You're able to take some time out to be with us. And so first and foremost, we want the fans watching this to get to know a little bit more about everybody who comes onto the show. So, of course, we want to get to know a little bit more about you. If you can share with us, where you started out with fighting and how you got into it initially and when you came over to this country and how you made your way into the UFC.
I'm going to try because, my English is not that good. So
it's perfect.
Maybe
it's good
I
enough,
will commit
man.
a lot of mistakes, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try to explain what got me into the MMA world. First of all, I born in Brasilia, the Brazil capital, and my mother went to Rio to work, Rio de Janeiro, like is another city in Brazil, a very known city.
Yep.
And when we went there, everybody does jiu-jitsu over there, So I start to training. Yeah, I start to train. Thank you so much for the help. And everybody does jiu-jitsu over there. And when I come back to Brazil,
that's the jiu-jitsu capital of the world, right there.
Yeah, maybe. Rio de Janeiro. I think everything starts there, right? With the Gracie and even the Vale Tudos fight. And I started to do jiu-jitsu, but we went back to Brasilia, to the capital, and the first thing I did was to looking for a jiu-jitsu gym in Brasilia, and I found, and I started to compete, and several years later I started to train in boxing and Muay Thai and stuff, and I enjoy like sports, combat sports, and I started to do MMA, and I did like 11 fights as a pro, and got into the UFC, and after that I did a couple of fights, and I win over a European guy. After I fought a Russian guy, and after I fought Jeremy Stephens, I won, and I faced Brian Ortega and I lose, and I feel was the time to go to USA to search for another gym and another training methods, and I got here in Florida in American Top Team maybe two years ago, I think in 2018. And I spent all 2018 and 19 and this year training at the ATT. So that's it.
Okay. So how did the UFC part come about? How were you contacted? When did you get your first fight with UFC? What was the qualification to get into it?
Yeah, because in Brazil, we have a lot of organization, but in the time, back in the day, the biggest organization in Brazil, the name was Jungle Fight. It's a big show in Brazil. And I did my first fight over there. Like I did like the 10 fights over there. And back in the time, the promoter of the show was my manager too. So I think they had UFC in São Paulo, in Barueri, and somebody got hurt, and they called me. And I got the fight with 2 weeks notice, and I win. I submit the guy, and they give me another chance, and I keep winning, keep doing good presentations, and they keep renew my contract. I think that's it.
That's really something. I mean, to get 2 weeks notice and go to a UFC fight on a big stage like that, and then
you got to be tough.
That's got to be something.
But you know, when they asked me about if I want to take this fight, was the happiest day in my life, because I always worked so hard to get in the UFC. And when they call me, like I remember I was watching because in Brazil we have a network, I don't know, like a TV channel only for MMA.
Fighting.
Only for fighting. They call Canal Combate. It's like combat channel, something like that. And it's just fights every day, MMA, boxing, and stuff. And I was watching like the most 100 most. Eu não sei como falar, os maiores knockouts do UFC. Como eu falo isso em inglês?
The best knockouts.
The best knockouts of the UFC. And I was watching, and they called me, and they asked me, "Are you ready for fight in 2 weeks?" And I say, oh, "Yes, of course, I'm ready." And I get the fight, and was like a really happy day for me, you know.
Right.
The second happiest day, right? Because you just had a baby, right?
Yeah.
You, your wife just had a baby. So that's your number one. That's your happiest day.
It's my number one now. But back in the day was my happiest day in my life.
Right.
But that's for sure now was when my son born, was very special day.
How old is your son now?
What?
How old is your son now?
No, like 2 months. 2 months, like
2 months,
a
right?
Newborn baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really,
that's
really
awesome,
young.
man. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right. So, my understanding is your birth name isn't actually Moicano, but it's actually Carneiro.
Yeah.
Is that right? Could you explain to us about that?
Because the people in America don't know about that, the people in the gym, because they all call me by Moicano and think this is my last name.
Name, yeah.
But Moicano means mohawk in English, like the hair, like the Indian hair. And back in the day, I make a bet with my dad. I was like maybe 9, 10 years old, and he say, if you cut your hair like that, we were watching some movie, and he say, if you cut your hair like that, I give you $10 or something like that. And I say, yeah, let's do it. And when I got into in the school, everybody started to calling me Moicano, the people on the street, my friends of the street, Moicano. And eventually these people who live near me was the people who train with me, because we have like a little gym, in my hometown. And everybody from my street train in jiu-jitsu too. So the nickname of the street passed to the gym. And in the beginning, I didn't like when they put on the like jiu-jitsu tournament and stuff, because I prefer like Renato Carneiro, my real name. But the people don't know my name. They just tell me, they just call me Moicano, and that's okay. Now I'm used to it.
Nice. So your last 9 fights have all been with the UFC. You began with them over 5 years ago, as we know. Can you tell us a little bit more about that relationship and tell everyone what type of training, determination it takes to fight and perform at that level and to come out with wins in the UFC?
Yeah. It is crazy to think about that, because when I started to training and thinking about UFC and stuff, this is was so far to me, you know, when I watch on TV, and I really wanted to become a UFC fighter and UFC champion, but looks so far to me, looks so hard to me. But when the time goes on and you start to realize like the UFC people and these guys is just like everybody, you know. It's just about training every day, dedicate yourself, and you're gonna be on UFC if you training really hard, you know. But I don't know what to say, because UFC is my goal since I started training. I always watch MMA and I dedicate my life for that. So I think you have to be really dedicated and focused. But if you want, you can do it.
You got to stay focused and have goals.
Yeah.
And that was your goal.
Yeah. Even though I didn't knew that, you know, because I always training. Even
hard.
Always training hard. Before I become a professional athlete, since I have like 11, 12, 13, I train jiu-jitsu every day. I run. I do push-ups. I do whatever I have to do, you know, to become better. And I think this is what got me in the UFC.
Determination.
But I don't know. Maybe.
Determination.
Are different, you know. Some people don't do this and get in the UFC too. But for me, I think you have to dedicate yourself, dedicate your life to martial arts, and live like a true martial arts to become to do good on an organization like that, you know. Right. That's my point of view.
So over there, ATT, you're training at one of the best gyms in the world. Who are your sparring partners? Who do you spend the most time with over there? You know, notable names that we would all know from the UFC.
Yeah, I train with everybody who asks me. You know, I train, but really depends on who you're gonna fight, and if they need you. You know, because like I used to work a lot with Dustin Poirier when he fought Max 1 year ago, because we have like the similar reach and like similar kind of game. So I help him to this fight. But I work with Edson Barboza a lot too. I work with a guy from Poland, very good, Mateusz Ganrot. He's a KSW champion, lightweight. Mm-hmm. I used to work with Buscapé. I work with everybody. I don't have like if the guy is good, if he in my weight class or above, it doesn't matter. I just want to train with the best, and ATT has the best athletes in the world. So I think the best place to be is American Top Team.
All right, so we saw that last fight you had, all 44 seconds of it. Yeah. And it seemed like really easy work for you. Did you know what you were going to do going into that fight?
Yeah. And I was, for that fight, I trained a lot with Edson Barboza and Thiago Moisés, who is a UFC fighter too. And during the training camps, I tell these guys, this training gonna be much harder than the fight, because the guy was a striking, but not like Edson. You know, the guy had like a good striking background, but not like Edson Barboza. So the training was really hard with Edson. The training was really hard with Thiago, and Thiago has like very good jiu-jitsu, and the guy was not good in jiu-jitsu. So the training was very hard, and I was waiting to perform good, to do good in the fight, but not to finish him in 40 seconds. You know, was like a little bit of surprise for me, but a good surprise, I think.
Right. No, that's got to be one of the best surprises. You know, you walk over clean with a win.
Yeah.
Ready to fight again right afterwards, right?
Yeah, I'm ready. I want to fight. I'm still training, training at my home, running, doing some bag work, and like I said before, push-ups and everything I can, I do to stay sharp, to stay ready, and I want to fight soon. I just need the call. But I know it's crazy now. Nobody's fighting now.
So yeah, that leads right into the next question I had for you. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the world right now, and UFC is having its struggles, just like everyone, in trying to get some more fights set up right now. What's the latest that you do know about when you might be back in the cage, and who you think your next opponent might be?
I don't have a date, I don't have, but I'm feeling like in 1 month, 2 months, everything's gonna start to settle down, and people gonna start to live their lives normally, like the people gonna come back to work, and soon as possible, I think UFC gonna do like
we hope. We hope.
Yeah, we hope. But I think it's just temporary, I think maybe 1 month, 2 months, we're gonna be good, and we're gonna be a lot of fights,
Any word on who they got next for you, or is that still not?
No.
Who do you want?
I want definitely a top 10 fighter, definitely, because in my last fight I was lightweight, but before I was ranked number 7 in the featherweight, so I was like top 10 ranked. And I want when I move it up, they remove me from the rankings, so I want to climb the rankings again. I want to fight the best guys at the lightweight, and I'm gonna do well.
Nice. Now, Moicano, I actually want to turn you over to Gerardo for a little bit. I know he's got a couple of questions he'd like to ask you as well.
Yeah, nice.
Hey, Moicano, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. So I wanted to ask you, why is it that you decided to move to the lightweight division?
Yeah, because I was starting to cut a lot of weight, because in the beginning of my career, I just cut like 5, 6, 7 pounds, and for my last 2 fights, I was cutting like 25 pounds. That's a lot, I was like 185 to cut to 145, so it's a lot of weight. And when I start into training, I still have to cut like 20 pounds. So I think in the last days of the weigh-in, I was suffering too much to cut the weight. And I have the reach, I have I have the size to be at 155. So my coaches in ATT starting to tell me, you have to go to the lightweight, you have to try. And we tried, and we did well. So let's keep it going on the lightweight and see what the UFC has after us.
Good for you, man. That's good that you made a good decision, and it looked like it worked out for you since you did so well during this last fight.
Yeah.
My second question is, you've been a father now. What did you say, for 2 months, right?
Yeah, 2 months. Yeah.
How has that extra responsibility been to you? Like, what? Give me like a joyous moment that you've had with your son.
The day he birthed, the day he born was very special to me. Very special, like because I see him coming to the life, and I know now I have the responsibility. I have to be responsible for that life for a long time, and I have to take care of him, take care of my wife, but this is give me a lot of strength, a lot of will. They have a quote in Brazil, like they say, when your son born, he came with a bread, like something good gonna happen with you when you have a kid. And I think it is like that, like the children are blessing from God,
Absolutely.
So we have to to be kind with them. You have to teach him the good way of the life. You know, you have to teach him, be respectful, and he give love to you, give will, give power. I don't know how to say, but he gives me a lot.
And most
of power.
important, you got to teach him how to fight too.
Yeah. He gonna because his mother is she is a professional fighter too. She's a
I remember
yeah.
we were trying to get her to fight on the promotion. I was trying to get her a fight.
Yeah.
That's awesome,
maybe.
So do you and her practice?
Yeah, a lot. She just delivered the baby, so she's not like training really hard, but she started to train in boxing and stuff. And maybe next year or the end of this year, maybe we can put her on RIZE.
Yeah. Of course, man.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah,
I hope I can
nice.
find her a fight. Yeah. That'd be awesome.
That would be fantastic. And my last questions before I switch you back to Armando is how was it like fighting in an empty arena? I know that it meant a lot for you to fight in Brazil. So what did it mean to you, and how did it feel to fight in an empty arena?
Was very strange, you know, like the feeling, because every time you got in the arena, you start to hear like the sound loud, you know, the crowd and stuff, and you start to be like pumped by adrenaline and stuff. And this time I just got in an empty arena, didn't feel nothing, didn't see
no adrenaline.
Strange. No adrenaline, because you know what's crazy when I entered in the cage and didn't see nobody. But I think they did the right thing, you know, because this coronavirus is crazy. We don't have to spread this virus, so we have to keep clean. And what's the smartest move, you know, from the UFC? I think they did right.
Good. Well, thank you for answering those questions, and I'll go ahead and transfer this over to Armando. Thanks again.
Thank you so much.
Renato
I tried my
Moicano.
best.
It's okay. You're doing good, man.
Yeah.
So tell me, what happened at the end of your last fight with Damir, man? There were some words that you exchanged. I know the feeling, but what were you feeling? What was that all about?
Yeah, I was angry, you know, because he tapped so quickly, but I did completely wrong to try to bully him, you know, because we are athletes and we are just in competing. But I was so prepared, like I say, I trained so hard for this fight. Like I really did everything I could to be at my best in Brasilia.
And you showed that.
And I showed them, yeah. But when I took him down and I got his back and I got the rear naked choke and he tapped, I was mad because it was so quickly. And I said, what the fuck? I want to fight more.
What the fuck? Like, what? Come on, shit, man.
I did wrong. And
give me a fight.
Yeah. And he say, so you shouldn't have to be meet me. And I say, okay, you're right too.
Yeah.
You're right,
that was what he's like, fuck, you shouldn't have choked me out.
Yeah. It was crazy.
That was awesome, dude, man.
Yeah, but I was coming from 2 losses. I never had 2 losses, you know. Like,
and I mean, those were really tough losses, man. You had
really tough losses.
José Aldo and Yang. Yeah, the Korean Zombie. Those were 2. I mean, your 3 losses have been huge people that are in the UFC. You got Brian Ortega, the Korean Zombie, and José Aldo, which is a legend. Yeah. I mean, those are 3 tough fights, man. You know, to me, that's not a, you know, I mean, unfortunately on your record. Loss, but to me, that's not a loss, man. You fought some heroes, man. I mean, you fought those guys and you fought good. Yeah. Unfortunately, you were at the shit end of it, but that was awesome, and that's where your adrenaline went. You know, all the adrenaline when you kicked this guy's ass, man.
Yeah, but because when you fight, when you are fighting, it's not only you know, in the cage. Like I think about my family and all the people who support me. So I was really, really motivated, you know, emotional. So, but I did it wrong, you know. I should not have do that. And the next time I'm gonna be like, I don't gonna be like that.
Nah, man. I think that was good, man. It showed that, hey, you have a lot more.
Yeah.
You wanted to keep fighting, which is great, man. That's
yeah. Somebody told me Dana White say something good about this, you know. So I think
I would be like shit.
so I think you could see like everything. You can see two sides, you know. Sometimes bad sides and sometimes good. I always try to see the good side of it, you know. So maybe next time I'm gonna be more respectful, but I'm gonna be more energetic. I don't know explain, you know.
more intense.
My English is not that good.
Well, I know we talked about your losses, but I know you've had 2 or maybe 3 really notable wins in the UFC. One with Jeremy Stevens, which is kind of like what really set you off.
Yeah.
But I think the most notable one was against Cub Swanson. How was that win, man? How did you feel after beating him?
Yeah, I feeling very good because I am like Cub's fan, you know, because I watch all his fight.
Right.
The same with Aldo and Korean Zombie and you know, and these people. I used to watch him on my house, you know. I used to cheer for these people.
And José Aldo's a legend, man. Shit.
Yeah.
How can you not?
And now I am fighting with these guys, and now I know I can beat everybody, even these guys, you know, like José Aldo, Korean Zombie. If one day they get me a
rematch,
I'm gonna beat this guy. I'm gonna beat.
Well, now you know their style. Now you know what they
got. Yeah. And you know, now I'm feeling better than ever, you know, because I'm training smarter than ever. Back in the day, I used to training like a fight, you know, every day fight, every day sparring, every day fight. No, right now I'm training smarter, and I think I'm gonna be my best version.
Yeah, especially after this little time to relax, heal your muscles. And think about your next fight game.
Yeah, I don't wanna like be controversial or calling rematch, but I know I can beat these 3 guys, and I want one day, if the UFC give me rematch, okay. If not, I'm gonna keep going and try to get.
You just keep going.
Yeah,
keep going. So as far as training, I know you're training a top team, and you're training with a good friend of mine, Gabriel de Oliveira. He's your striking coach, right?
Yeah, boxing.
He's awesome, man. I love him.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He's a very good person. How's it like? How's your relationship with him, man?
Yeah.
Because I know he comes from Brazil here to train with you.
Yeah, I bring him from Brazil because I started to train with him in Brazil 7 years ago. And when I got here in top 10, I was missing, you know, like his style of boxing. And he's a friend of mine too, very good person. I like him, so I bring him to ATT. And right now he's he is a coach in ATT too.
Yeah, he's their new striking coach now.
Yeah, new striking coach over there. So the people recognize his skills, and now he's a coach, a very good coach. He was like a former Brazilian national team of boxing. He was coaching. Like he went in the Olympics and stuff. His father is the first Olympic medalist of boxing in Brazil. So he comes from a traditional family of boxing. So he's
right. He's got it in the blood.
Yeah, in the blood. Yeah, he's a very good coach and very good friend of mine. So
yeah,
I
wanted to get him on, but he doesn't speak English. So
yeah,
but you send my love to him, man. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's a very good guy.
Now, I mean, are you still training? I see you got a little shiner, man.
Yeah.
So are you still training? Are you able to get, any sparring in?
Yeah. Sometimes I bring him people to my house and we training, and this was like an accident, but it happens, But I'm keep going, man. I keep going. I try to train every day 2 times. Doesn't matter if I have if I cannot be on the gym, or if I cannot go outside home, I train in home. That's my way.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad you can keep. You got to keep going, man. You're hot commodity right now. Your name is at the top of that list, I think. After your last win, and the thing at the end, man, which Dana was happy about that. So now I know that he knows. Now Dana knows that you're hungry. Ready to go, man.
That's it. I moved to the lightweight, but I'm hungrier than featherweight. Even not doing like the crazy diet.
You've been to a couple of our shows. What did you think about our shows, man? How what did you think about our shows?
Very good. I think I was speaking to Gabriel one day. I think they had to do like this in Brazil, because in Brazil we don't have amateur fights, and I love amateur fights because give you time and give you experience. Yeah, and you can try and miss, if you lose in the amateur, doesn't matter. You just keep in learning. In Brazil, you start as a pro. Everybody starts as a pro, and maybe if you do like the wrong step, maybe you don't go to the best.
Well, you learn, you learn, and you keep learning. You take your losses, because when you turn pro and you lose,
it's hard. It's hard, especially if you lose and you're not in UFC, and the people don't know you. So it's very hard path. And I think you guys are doing great,
Thank you.
The fights are great.
Obrigado.
Obrigado. and like the place always is awesome, I wait for next show. I'm gonna be there watching the fights.
Awesome, man. I'm looking forward to having you there. You always got an open door, man. Even Gabriel always open doors, man.
Thank you so much. And next time, let's see if my wife can fight.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the next time you come, you'll have the nice belt. And you wear your belt.
Yeah, let's see. I hope.
Yeah, Moicano, I appreciate your time, and thank you for being on the show. It certainly has been great talking to you, getting to know a little bit more about you, and congratulations on the baby.
Thank you so much.
Tell us, how can everyone follow you on social media?
I have like all the social medias. I don't use Twitter too much, but I have to do. But all my social medias is Renato Moicano UFC. Renato Moicano UFC. Everybody who wants to follow, just Google it, like Instagram, Facebook. I have all the platforms, but I like Instagram. Right now I'm using a lot of Instagram. So if you want to follow me, go to the Instagram, Facebook, and that's it.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your support, brother.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Obrigado.
Obrigado.
Yeah, Moicano, good luck to you in your next fight, whenever that happens to be. Hopefully that comes soon. We look forward to seeing you on that show, and hopefully you'll come by and see us at one of our shows as well. And good luck to you and your future and your family. It's been great speaking with you today.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody who watched the show. And let's keep going on the MMA world. And that's it. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, man.
This has been On the Rise, again on behalf of Armando Gonzalez and Gerardo Ramos, and our guest today, Renato Moicano. I'm Mike Feinberg. We look forward to seeing you again on the next show. Stay safe. Have a great night, everyone. Take care.